Hello everyone, let's continue lesson number 1, Living World and Classification of Microbes. According to 2011 census, around 87 million species of living organisms are found on Earth, including land and sea. To study such a vast number, it was essential to divide them into groups. So groups and subgroups were created considering the similarities and differences among the living organisms. Children, we are going to study biological classification. Let's know in past how scientists worked hard to classify living things. Carl Linnaeus in 1735 divided living world into two kingdoms. Vegetabilia, here plants are included. Animalia, here animals are included. Then Haeckel in 1866 considered three kingdoms: Protista, plants and animal. Protista is a group of unicellular organisms. Example, amoeba, paramecium. In 1925, Chaton created two groups, prokaryotes and eukaryotes. In 1938, Copeland divided living organisms into four kingdoms: Monera, Protista, plants and animals. Children, you might get afraid what these words mean. I will explain you everything step by step as we proceed ahead. Robert Harding Whittaker was an American ecologist. In 1969, he divided living organisms into 5 groups. He considered 5 different criteria to group living organisms. First criteria, complexity of cell structure. Two groups are made on the basis of cell structure: prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. The word prokaryotes is made from two words, pro and karyon. Pro means primitive, karyon means nucleus. So, organisms under this group were primitive and they are also known as ancient known form of life. In these organisms, nucleus is not well developed. Nucleus is not bounded by nuclear membrane. Eukaryotic organisms. Eukaryotes, the word contains eu means advanced or highly evolved and karyon means nucleus. So organisms under this group are highly evolved with distinct nucleus and various cell organelles are present. Basic differences between prokaryotes and eukaryotes are listed here. You can pause the screen to read and note down all points carefully. Second criteria used by scientist Robert Whittaker is complexity of organisms. Two groups are made, unicellular and multicellular. In unicellular organism, the word uni means single. So they possess single cell. Example, amoeba, paramecium. In multicellular organism, they have many cells. Multi means many cells are present. Example, human beings, plants, animals. Third criteria is mode of nutrition. 3 groups are made on the basis of mode of nutrition. Mode of nutrition means how organisms obtain their food. Plants, they are autotrophic. Auto means self. They are also called as self-feeders because they can prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Second group is animals. They are heterotrophic. Hetero means depending upon others. So animals cannot prepare their own food and they have to depend upon others to obtain their nutrition. And the word ingestive means to take food or liquid into body. Third group is fungi. They are saprophytic. Children, you must have seen fungus growing in this season. Fungus can be seen on onions, corn, moist and stale bread, below the tree, etc. Keep in mind, fungus needs moist, damp places to grow. Fungus is a singular word and fungi is a plural form. Fungus obtains its nutrition from dead and decaying organic matter. Fourth criteria is lifestyle. Lifestyle means how animals grow and survive. Three groups are made: plants, animals and fungi. Plants are called producers as they produce their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Animals are called consumers. Animals consume their food either by eating plants or by killing other small animals. For example, an elephant eats leaves of plants, grass, etc. Tiger has to kill another organism in order to survive. Tiger kills a deer. So here tiger is predator and deer is a prey. Fungi are decomposers. They can decompose decaying matter. So they are called decomposers. Decaying matter means spoiled, rotten matter which can be decomposed easily. Fungi cannot prepare their own food like animals, so they depend on others to get their nutrition. We will study fungi in detail as we proceed further. Last criteria is phylogenetic relationship. Phylogenetic relationship refers to the relative times in the past that species shared common ancestors. Let me take an example. Suppose there are two species B and C. B and C are closely related to each other and they are also related to third species A in past. That means in recent times B and C share a common ancestry. Means they have some resemblance in structural parts with species A which existed in past. Example, prokaryotic to eukaryotic. Prokaryotes are primitive organisms with single cell and nucleus is not well defined. But eukaryotic organisms are highly evolved with well defined nucleus and various cell organelles are present. Similarly, phylogenetic relationship exists between unicellular and multicellular organisms. Unicellular organisms are having single cell and over a period of time multicellular organisms with many cells came into existence. This is all about living world and their classification as per scientist Whittaker. One most important instruction I want to share with you all is you read all the content given on all slides thoroughly, listen carefully and note down the points in your copy. Thank you and have a good day.